जदेव जदेव दत्ता अवधूता उषाई अवधूता जोड़नी तब चरणी ठेबी तो माथा जदेव जदेव। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देव महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अखंडमंडलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधव। आकाशात् पतन्तो यथा गच्छति सागरं सर्वदेवं नमस्कारं केशवं प्रतिगच्छति। नाहं तिष्ठामि वैकुण्ठे मुनीनां हृदयेन च मद्भक्ताः यत्र गायन्ते तत्र तिष्ठामि नारद। I am an islander. I am an islander. My native place, my birthplace is PARIKUD, which is an island. PARIKUD and Malud, they are the islands in between Chilka and the sea, ocean, Bay of Bengal. So I was born in PARIKUD, Gada, the capital city of PARIKUD, the king where the king ruled. So in 1955, in Puja, Durga Puja, I was born in Navaratri. So, however, when I came to Balugan to carry out my high school education, in PARIKUD, it was the most undeveloped place. So, when I wanted to carry out my study of high school, by that time in entire PARIKUD there was no high school. So I had to come to Baluga to carry out my study. I stayed there in the hostel. Throughout my career, I am a hosteler. Throughout, from class 8 to MA English, so I am a hosteler throughout. So I have stayed in Baluga. I was staying in a hostel, in the boarding, and in Ramesh College I stayed in a new hostel. So I am an islander. So when I came in PARIKUD, I have marked two persons. One is Raja Gaurachandra Mansingh, on whom Fakir Mohan in his Odisha tour has recommended. He has told a lot for Gaurachandra Mansingh, who was such a benevolent king. So he was a Vaidya. He gave Ayurvedic medicines, and people from long distance also came to him free of cost. The treating was free of cost because he was the king, a benevolent king. So often he didn't try to oppress the subjects. So that was the great criteria. So when the British government made their assessment, they gave him the Star of India, a title, a Star of India, because he was never cruel for his subjects, and for the purpose, PARIKUD is famous for Chilka and getting some fish. That was the source, and it is said it is 96 Maujas, revenue villages, but it is 150 villages or hamlets. So, however, Gaurachandra Mansingh didn't want to oppress his subjects, and sometimes his state was taken by the collector because he couldn't pay the cess. So, however, onwards he could again bring it back. So, however, in PARIKUD, I think he was the great king and great man. PARIKUD started with Sri Harisevak Mansingh in 1771. He came from Banpur. He was defeated by the king of Khordha, and he was forced to come to PARIKUD, which was also his kingdom. But he came, Sri Harisevak Mansingh, the first king, who came by 1771. I am quoting it from the history of PARIKUD by Radhacharan Panda, Dr. Radhacharan Panda. So he came to Gurubai, stayed there, and it became the Nrsimha and after that he came to Krishna Prasad Gada, because as you know, in most of the states, Didan states, there is a crane and there was a eagle, the crane winning over the eagle, so the king was very much pleased and made it the capital city, his fort, etc., etc. So however, by this he came to Krishna Prasad Gada. The man who saw it, the milkman was Krishna Prasad. Krishna Prasad in the Gada or the capital city was renamed after the Krishna Prasad. So it became the Krishna Prasad Gada, now in Krishna Prasad block also. So however, the other man who was great in his own way was his high priest known as Bhauribandhu Paramguru. He was the royal priest and he was so great in his own profession. He was quite devoted to the goddess, mother goddess, Kali, Ma Durga. He was the entire Chandi, the Saptahati Chandi. Devi Prapannarthi Hare Prasida, Prasida Matar Jagato Kilasya, Prasida Vishweshwari Pahi Vishwang, Tomishwari Devi Characharasya, Adhar Bhuta Jagatastumeka, Mahishwarupena Yatastitasi, Apangsurupasthitaya Toeta, Dapyate Krishna Malangya Virye, Tung Vaishnavi Shakti, Rananta Virya, Vishwasya Bijam, Paramasi Maya, Sammohitang Devi, Samastametat, Tung Vai Prasanna, Bhuimukti Hetu, the great Chandi, Saptahati Chandi. That was he, without book he could recite from his own memory. And he was quite, as the royal priest, he was quite loyal to the king. Some, you know, this is the ruling of the king. I am taking you back to the 100 years. Sometimes when there was Navadin Puja, and you know, in every palatial building, in every state, the mother goddess gives them protection. Durga, in some other name, Janti, Mangala Kali, Bhadra Kali, Kapalini, Durga Kshama Shiva Dhatri, Sahasrada Namastute. She has unlimited names and she is worshipped in any name she likes. And she was protected by our palace, the Krishna Prasad Palace, was also protected by the goddess. So she, by Navaratra Puja and 16 days, Shorsa Dinatmaka Puja, I am talking of 100 years back. So he was employing some Brahmins, the king giving rice and coconut. They invite the Brahmins, they stay there and worship. The worship continues. And those are Sandhi Pujas, 9th day of the Puja offering. So when he was returning back to his Sasan, Raja also gave them land in Sasan, Brahman, where the Brahmins only stay. Some people, some mischievous persons, they complained before the king that your high priest is never a good man, and when he is going in at night, he is accompanied by a woman. His character is not at all good. So after listening to this, the Raja was in conflict, but he knows Bhauribandhu for long back, and he didn't know Bhauribandhu coming to such a lower state. So that is why he asked those people, the complaint giver, he told that you please give some proof so that I will be able to take the action against him. So these people who were complaining before the king, they went that midnight, and the woman who was going at the backside by a seizure, they caught the sari of the woman and brought it before the king and placed before him Sabut Lage. So king agreed that tomorrow will consider. it is night, so we will consider tomorrow morning. So in the morning, the king got up and went for puja and offering, and he saw that the exact piece of sari has been cut from the mother's sari. Ma Durga, who is here, her sari is cut, that piece is here. So he was astounded and gave him the title Param Guru. Gave him some land, garlanded him, put sari on his head, and with procession, those Panchamoja, the 10 villages, he made a procession. So that is why those two persons, I think they are the stars of PARIKUD. The Gauranga Gaurchandra Mansingh, the benevolent king, who never oppress the subjects, and this Baudbandhu Param Guru, who was the son of the mother goddess. So these people, I like these people as a man from PARIKUD. So there was because we are the islanders and we have no communication. The only communication a boat or a launch. So that went for. So the people of Banpur area, they underestimated all the time the PARIKUD people, because they were in darkness. There is no education also, there is no communication, nothing of the sort, there is no modernity, there is no fascination for knowledge, etc., etc. So, but the relation was kept by marrying. They were sharing their daughter, these people were sharing their boy, etc. The marrying, the matrimonial was going on. So, in quite satiring, they told that Banapuriya Bhai, never to be relied, and those persons Parikudya, Niribudhya. So, this is once in election, Rasa Parikud defeated Pandit Godavarsi Mishra. Those were the business. So he was lost by Pandit Mishra was lost, the king of Parikud. So when he wrote Kalijai, the poem, when I read in class 9, that came to my notice. It's a very nice poem. Gajab lagta hai. So it's a what should I say? Kalajoyi Kavita. It's so great a poem. But the subject matter of the poem is that a girl from Banpur was going to marry in Parikud, and she met an accident by the boat through storm and thunder, and she became Kalijai. This is the theme of the poem, Kalijai. If a girl, you know, in 8th chapter of Gita, it has been clearly written that if a man is going to die, and at the time of death, if he thinks that I can do this, I can do that, I can did that, the last moment of death, which we couldn't do anything, but this work remained, I couldn't do it. So you have to take your bath once again to fulfill that work, to discharge that work. Gita says. So a girl is going to Parikud for wedding, for matrimonial relationship. She might have more dreams. She will enjoy her marital life. She will have a happy life. God may bless her. So these are all the things. How many dreams she must be having? But it was never fulfilled. And she met an accident and she died. This is her subject matter. So Godavarsi says that she became Kalijai. So she can't even a ghost, cannot be the metamorphosis or the transformation of the girl, Jai, to Kalijai. How it is possible? There is no scriptural evidence for it. Dying by accident one can't get mukti. In the death of accident, in the case of accident, the Shastras, the religious scriptures say that there is no mukti, no liberation. And her no dreams are fulfilled. Sab adhura hai. So how can be she a goddess? She won't be able. She won't be able for liberation. So it's highly impossible from Shastra point of view, from religious point of view. So he has written that. So adha hakikat, adha fasana. So literature, there is creative imagination of the poet. So I must state that Kalijayi, the poem or poetry, is it is a fictitious one, because it is a creative imagination of the poet, and there is no religious support, the scriptural support for this. She can never be a goddess. It's highly impossible according to our Sanatan scriptures. But she became Kalijayi. Kalijayi bada pratyakshya devata koti koti dandavata pahadarana raije khyatalo Kalijayi paravata. So he was defeated, Pandit Mishra was defeated due to Parikud. So that was the cause. When he has written, see, the girl is marrying in Parikud. Baro boli jaro dharaila hat kitar dakhila siri rupa guna au vibhava bapa hai tini hai tininki bali. So he has painted the canvas. He has painted the total incident, giving a picture of Parikud. Parikud boli raija puni se chilika machire kahi kemante chahila jhiyaku bapa hai ete dura deba pai. So I think for his defeat due to Parikud, he has gone to any extent possible to defy, to counterattack. So his anger is in him, because he was defeated from the king of Parikud, whom the Panpur people underestimated. But he was defeated, and perhaps this gave rising to write these things about Parikud. So Kalijayi, the goddess from days immemorial, is there in the mountain, because the sadhakas from Parikud, by that time there was Buddhism. So such a lonely place for sadhana, they are going to the mother goddess. So these Banapur people, they all the time underestimated the Parikud people, but time has changed. Time has changed totally. There is now everything possible. Parikud is like anything. Every communication is made from Puri to Barampur. So they do not go to Baluga for transaction also. It was the only transaction through Baluga. So that days are gone. And there are so many colleges, 26 high schools in Parikud now. So that time is gone. So there we have some also relatives in Parikud. Those Parikud, I can call them Banpur Bhai. So they are like that, they are unchanged. But we people, we have changed our livelihood, because people became educated, do this and that. Now Parikud, the tiger, prawn, they got much more money from Chilika. The map changed. There is communication to every village. So this became a headache to the people of Banpur. So what to do now? The time has changed. इससे वक्त से बड़ा कुछ नहीं है. This has changed. So I think in order to make underestimating Parikud people, has Pandit ji written this poem. श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय.